welcome back. So very much like that coffee there, I've been teaching a lot recently about the ingredients that we are dropping into our mind. So I like to view this as a mixing bowl. We can even use it as the coffee. I have it black. Some people have it with sugar, some people have it with milk. And sometimes that dilutes it. A bit too much milk, a bit too much sugar can make it a little bit too sweet or a little bit too milky, and the list is endless. And so I like to look at the spirit world as like a coffee or a mixing bowl. The mixing bowl seems to be popular at the moment, although I've always taught it. Right now it just seems to be gaining momentum. So today's video will be discussing the ingredients that we put in to our communication. So last night I had my first Zoom class all the way over to the US. And I think there was 20 people in there, so it had fully sold out with a couple more planned. So if anyone's on here that wants to be part of that, you're going to have to go to the website to check out availability now. And we're just launching a workshop, which will consist right over an 8-hour day, and that's the one I'm really looking forward to, because we can really get into the nuts and bolts of mediumship in that area. It was very obvious last night that when I was working with some of the students that had signed up for the Zoom class, there was this faith aspect. You know, there are people that are developing every week, once, twice, 3, 4 times a week, and others that were very new to it. And this is very common across the board, you know, across the whole of the mediumship platform. Some people do it more, some people do it less. Some people have an idea, and then that idea changes as they unfold their development, so on and so forth. And this is no different from the classroom last night. And what I was trying to get across was that imagine the spirit world as a mixing bowl, you know, something very simple. We can all relate to that in some way. And we start adding our ingredients for a sponge cake, you know, and the ingredients for the sponge cake would be the flour and the sugar and the butter, so on and so forth, everything. But you've got to get the ingredients right, or the cake doesn't rise when we're baking it. And the spirit world are very similar to this. There is just a touch too much of something, and it will stop the cake rising to its full potential. It may sink in areas, it may not rise at all. And the students were starting to realise that last night when I offered, like at the start of the class, a Q&A. And throughout the evening as they worked away, I offered them the chance to ask me where they felt it went wrong and why do I think it went wrong. And so many times, not just on Zoom, I mean across the board, in the workshops, on the residentials, across the board, students will always add the ingredient of doubt. And so I always say at demonstrations, I always say at seminars, the weekends, whatever it is, however I'm teaching, I usually ask them, you know, who believes in the spirit world? And you all see, you see like the excitement already building. The hand goes straight up, and it's, yeah, I believe in it, and I believe in it. And I always respond with, I don't. I do not believe in the spirit world whatsoever. And you see the sheer horror on their face as I say it. And I then follow that up with, I know it's there. And it's a very different ingredient that I'm adding into the bowl when I remove any kind of doubt whatsoever. So where you believe in the spirit world, there is just having a belief leaves an element of doubt. I don't know fully, I don't fully understand. Whereas I do fully know it is there. And every time I move my mind to that place, they are there. Can you believe I left my phone on? And so what I'm aware of is that people are going in with this ingredient of doubt. It may be, the ingredient of doubt may be, what if it doesn't go to plan like the last time? What if they're not there? What if I lose my power halfway through? I mean, this list is endless, and you can get involved with the list of doubt. I mean, get it in the comments. What's the kind of things that you think may go wrong? And so if you watched the video yesterday, you'd have seen the communication triangle that I put up. And I know that video is not going to get a lot of hits. And I know a lot of people are not going to share it and discuss it and talk about it. But it's got value, and people are Googling different things, but the community that I'm trying to serve is the one with a no-nonsense approach, one that removes this love and light aspect and making it all spiritual, when the actual spiritual nature of it is demonstrating it, showing the mechanics of the mind and how the spirit world are always there without having to wear a spiritual scarf or talk about angels. I'm doing it through the mindset. Everything's through the mindset. And so get in the comments the elements of doubt that you may add to your development, your circle night, your readings, your demonstrations. And that is the ingredient that will stop the cake from rising. It doesn't matter how much you say you love the spirit world and how much you want to do it for the spirit world. The moment you add the ingredient of doubt, it will sever, not completely, but it will destroy your communication, because that fear or that doubt is manifesting because you've placed that ingredient within the bowl. You've got to look at the way that you're setting your intention. You're about to communicate for someone with their loved one, whether this be a paid reading or whether you are doing it just for practice. You've got to look at the intention that you're sending out. Are you confident? And if you're not, why are you not confident? You can't tell me that you totally believe in the spirit world or you know the spirit world's there, but we can't do that, because that ingredient goes straight in the bowl. And that is part of the rising of the cake. And just because that bit is in there, that one but is in there, it will not rise to its full potential. And so what I try to get you guys to understand is that you have to remove that. I know it's very, very difficult. I know it's very hard to shut the chaos up in your head. I know it is. But it's a very simple process. I have hang-ups. I have problems. Things don't go wonderfully well for me also. But I do leave them at the door, because I know that once my training is over, once my demonstration is over, I know that all those problems are at the door waiting for me the moment I walk back through the door. And so it's a simple training method to leave that chaos behind. So remember that every thought that you are having goes into the bowl. And if any of those are of a negative nature or a fearful nature, they will hinder the rising of the cake that you are trying to build with your relationship and the spirit world. So if you trust them, start showing your actions to match your words. You know, hand over. That is the surrender. That is the faith aspect. That is keeping that connection. At no point do I feel like I'm going to lose it. Why would I lose it? Why would they step away? The only way that that can fail is if my mind is diluted with chaos, with fear, with doubt. And so I try to, like I done my coffee in the earlier sequence, I try to keep it pure. I want the true essence of it. No dilution, just pure and simple every time. So I hope you get something from the video. You can show me some love by hitting that like button and get involved in the comments. As I said, get your list of doubts or the things that you know that you do and you get involved in your communication. Get that in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking, and maybe I can create something from that to help you out, maybe. Share it if you want. Subscribe if you aren't already. And I'll see you all early next week. Enjoy your weekend.